This segment is sponsored by Dennis Goins of DennisGoins.com. Hi, I'm Lady Charmaine, and I'm back with financial advisor, Mr. Dennis Goins of Dennis Goins and Associates. How are you doing today, Dennis?
I'm doing fine, Lady Charmaine. How are you?
Good. Now, I'm really excited because today we're going to be talking about how women can save for retirement. So why is it so important to focus on women and retirement today?
Absolutely. Thanks again for this opportunity, Lady Charmaine. Women are a vital part of the economy now, and more women are working, as we've talked about before. And obviously, the importance of saving for retirement is very important for women today because they're becoming a more integral part of the workforce. And I just want to talk about a few suggestions that will help them on this effort for retirement. And the first thing that's very important is financial literacy. As we talked about before, women basically are learning more about investing and retirement topics, and basically the importance of appreciation and understanding stock investment, bond investment, because for most women, a 6 or 7 figure number is needed for their retirement. We always talk about what is your number as far as retirement savings. So obviously they need to become knowledgeable in learning about these different investment topics because it's very important as far as their retirement. That's the first thing. Knowledge is power, as we talk about, and the more knowledge they have, the more confident that they are as far as investments and money and et cetera. And one of the things that I do a lot for my clients is send out numerous emails about different topics that's going on in the investment world. And when they see that, they become more familiar and what to expect, and again, makes them more powerful as far as knowledge about retirement and other investments. Second thing that's more important is debt reduction. Obviously, less debt leaves more money to save and invest, and it's important to what we call deleveraging, which basically reduces your debt. And there was an interesting article by Experian, which is one of the top credit reporting agencies, as you know. They found that women have 4.3% less debt than men overall, and female borrowers miss fewer mortgage payments and take out smaller home loans than men. So it seems like women significantly do a better job of debt reduction than men, and that's important to know, and that's very important when you're basically talking about retirement. And another thing, estimate high. We talk about knowing what your number is. There's obviously a number that you need to reach your retirement goals, and you need to basically factor in inflation and some of the unexpected things that can happen, and you want to estimate your number at a higher side opposed to a lower side because unexpected things will happen. So these are some of the key things, debt reduction, estimating high, and financial literacy that we talk about. What's your opinion on that, Lady Charmaine?
But as for me, when I think about debt reduction, for me, retirement, when you're kind of, I don't want to say I'm young because I'm not, I'm in my 40s, and I know this is the time that I should be thinking about it, but I want to talk about it from the aspect of when I was in my 20s. And for some reason, we always think we have enough time to save for retirement. And 20 years literally crept up on me so quick from my mindset from when I was 20 to where I am now, and I will be 44. So basically 24 years crept up on me. And to see how much money that I actually have set aside for retirement, if something was to happen, if an illness was to happen just suddenly, I would not be prepared for that. And I'm just being honest with you. So can you speak to a person that was basically my 20-year-old self back then that have that mindset? Because a lot of times we think we have the rest of our life to save, but we really don't. If you actually look at it in actuality, 20 years go by just like that. So can you help a person who may have my mindset right now?
Well, absolutely. The earlier you start, the better you're going to be. And what I mean by that, when we look at the power of compounding, a person that starts in their 20s to reach a retirement goal in the 6 or 7 figures is going to have less pressure on them than a person that starts in their 40s. So that's just pretty much, the time value of money. The sooner you start, the better off you're going to be. And more importantly, once you develop that mindset, that habit of saving, it becomes easier the older you get. So if you start in the 20s of putting 10% of your paycheck away, for example, and you maintain that mindset, it's going to be very, very easy for you to accumulate and provide for retirement. It's just like, you have a car payment, you have a mortgage payment, or you have a retirement planning payment. And if that budget's 10 to 15% of your income, then there it goes. And once you feel that as a sense of habit, then it becomes comfortable for you to do that. And that's important to know. I mean, one of the things that I found too, starting earlier, and for women particularly, is owning your financial life. And if you have a good relationship, that's great. But you need to avoid being seduced into a passive financial role in the long term. And what we mean by that is the default role for women years ago was, when they were married, is let the husband take care of all the financial decisions in the relationship, and that risk for the woman becoming inadequate about financial knowledge. And that problem pretty much plagues widows and divorcees and et cetera. When you're not used to managing those finances, then obviously when you're not married again or not in a relationship, then you're out there not really knowing how to do that. So the sooner you accept that through financial literacy and accepting some of the knowledge and the saving, the better off you're going to be in the long run. And that's very important to do. The earlier you start for younger folks, particularly younger women, the better off you're going to be.
Well, I want to thank you so much for sharing that, because that is so important, financial literacy for women, because that is something that does take place in households where the husband take care of the finances, the wife take care of the children. But God forbid, if a divorce happens or if he ends up passing away, then what does she have set aside, because she was always banking on her spouse? And it is so true that we now have to become financially, literate. And even if the household is made that way, whatever finances you get in, you still need to be able to look out for yourself and save for your own retirement in case something like that happens. If someone wanted to talk to you about just financial investments, how can they reach you?
They can reach me via my website at www.dennisgoins.com, and my email address, dennis@dennisgoins.com. And, of course, we have a Facebook page, Dennis Goins and Associates, and a LinkedIn page, Dennis Goins and Associates. So we're out there in that social media.
Well, I want to thank you so much. It's always a pleasure having you on the show, because you always bring just some really good information. And as my pastor used to say, just chew on that for a minute. So you give us something to think about. Not only think about, give us a way to make a change. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Lady Charmaine.
Thank you for listening. If you would like to learn more about financial investments, contact Dennis Goins at dennisgoins.com.